Okay, everybody, happy Tuesday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, technical difficulties. I don't know if, there's a lot of people on here that's done, been involved with the network marketing profession. And so, technical difficulties is kind of like doing an in-home presentation and you can't get the video to turn on. Everybody been there before? You're like, you can't get the TV to work, can't get the video to play. You're like, patience, Pat, patience. You just got to smile and just woo, grin and bear it, Vicky. Okay, enough of that. All right, let's go with it this morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. The word of the day, and I got to give a bit. Did I do the waves? I did the waves. I think I did. We'll do them again. Let's get them going then. Get them going. All right,
I needed double waves this morning.
double waves. Okay, all right. All right. So the word for today is refuge. Refuge. If you look at the definition of that, it's a place, a person, a source of safety. Let me ask you a question. Who in your life is a person that you would seek refuge? Like you're like, if I was having a tough time, I would go there, right? That's the first thing I thought of. And then, but it could be shelter. We were actually just yesterday, me and my son was talking about these old places in our hometown that were built with these nuclear fallout shelters. That, you know what I'm talking about? If you ever go to the old parts, like down where it was a source of refuge where you would go for safety. Maybe it's a tornado shelter, okay? Um, Protection in times of trouble, stress, or uncertainty. So here's where I went this morning. I'll be try to be quick and turn it to Andrea. But refuge is when it's where you run when life feels heavy. The space that restores us. It steadies us. It reminds us that you don't have to face this alone. Like there's other people out there that will help. And it can be physical, emotional, mentally, like spiritually. But here's the deal, it's not weakness, it's wisdom. Refuge is wisdom. Strong people know, like, that they need to be refueled, regrouped, and they need to recover. So I want to share this because this was a huge lesson for me. So in our first company, we're moving. It's about 2019, and I get a call in that we're going to sell. It took a period of time, right? Like I'm like, we're doing what? And I had to seek refuge for a little bit. I had to think about it. I had to process it. I had to go on a lot of walks in nature. Have you ever been there where life shakes you up? And I challenge you to, when I went to my mentors, they were like, Brent, take some time to refuel, take some time to think, take some time to create a plan. It's okay. Okay. So I guess my message today, in a world that celebrates like pushing through, refuge, refuge reminds us to rest, to step away sometimes, to collect your thoughts, to seek counsel, to devise a plan that allows you to restart, to refocus, to re-energize yourself in a direction. Does this make sense? Press one if it does. Like put a one in the comments. Like because it's not if it's going to happen to us, it's when. It could be your spiritual game, it could be your health, it could be your profession, like it could be a relationship. We've got to seek refuge at times, and it's not weakness. So sometimes, have you ever heard like, just toughen up, boy? You just got to be tough. Well, there's probably some truth to that, but I'll say this, you've also got to be smart. You've also got to have wisdom to go, you know what? I need to step back. I need to collect my thoughts. I need to seek counsel. And then I'll be able to restart and recharge with a different intent. And so we overcome the sale, then we sold again. And we overcome that. And then we started a new company and we overcame that. But every time that happened through my profession, I had to seek refuge. I had to seek refuge and I had to be really careful of who I sought it from. So here's my thing. I believe refuge is not about escaping life. It's about finding like the shelter, if you will, that helps you re-enter life stronger. Okay, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Great lesson this morning, Coach. And we're going to be aligned really, really closely because the quote that I found was pretty much what you just said, where it says, refuge is not where you hide from life, it's where you gather strength to face it. And I think we all know that. Life is beautiful and fantastic, but there are hard moments, right? You go through a sell and da 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 in your business, or things happen in your personal life, whatever it may be, there are going to be hard moments where we are going to need that refuge. So, what I looked into is how do we build that refuge into our life? Like, how do we create this space for ourselves in the day to day? Because there's going to be great times and there's going to be awful times and there's going to be everything in between. So, first of all, we have to know where to run when life gets hard. And we have to make sure that that place where we run is a place that heals us, not just something that numbs us. So I think many people will, know what I'm talking about, where sometimes you're having a hard day, and what do? You scroll, right? Like I'm just going to get sucked into something that's complete nonsense and it just numbs me out. Or we reach for a glass of wine or whatever that may be, and that doesn't actually heal us, it just numbs us. So, finding a place where we can go that's actually safe for us, that helps us heal, is really, really important. But that's going to be different for each of us. So, we've got to go find that for ourselves. Next, we've got to create those pockets of peace on purpose. So, again, like Coach said, he went for a lot of walks. Right. So maybe for you, that's a walk also. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's praying. Maybe it's deep breaths or journaling. I already said that. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's sitting outside. All of that counts. Whatever brings you peace, that's where we have to go to create those pockets. With that, we've got to protect our safe places, and not everybody deserves access to us when we're in a vulnerable season. So, when you're having a hard moment, we can't let everybody into that space. Not everybody is safe enough to be near us in those hard moments. So we've got to protect those boundaries for when they're not quite, safe for us in that moment. The next one is kind of goes against our culture today, and that's to stop glamorizing constant stress. How many times do you ask somebody how they're doing and their answer is busy? How many times have you said it? I know I've said this 1,000 times, right? How are you? Busy, busy, busy. And we kind of glamorize this moment where we're running, 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 running. And we have to realize that that doesn't give ourselves or anybody else refuge. So we've got to stop glamorizing that it is actually a good thing to be under constant stress, because it's actually not. Burnout is not a badge of honor. It's not something that we should go strive for. Next, we want to make sure that we're being a refuge for others too. So we can be that calm presence. We can be that listening ear. We can be that steady love that can become a sacred shelter for someone else. So be looking for opportunities for that, right? Next is to return to the things that ground us. So when life feels really chaotic, do your best to go back to what is true for you, what is simple, what is life-giving. And again, that might take a little analysis to figure out, okay, when I cut away all the fluff, right? When I bring this back to what I actually need, what grounds me, right? Ashley, you got it. Saying you're good when you're not, that's not necessarily a space that we're going to find a lot of refuge. So only do that with the people that aren't safe, but the ones that are safe, you can say, I'm not good. And then remember this. And coach, again, he said this a moment ago, but remember that even the strongest person needs a place to land. And that's not failure. That doesn't mean that just because I need a little bit of comfort or refuge today, that doesn't mean that I'm weak or less than. It just means that I am human. So we were never meant, none of us were ever meant to carry the weight of life without shelter. So we need to find that refuge, then protect it really, really well, and then visit it any chance that we can or we need to. So I love this book or this word. It came out of our book again. Thank you again, Pat. It's been a real pleasure.
And you know, Andrea, when I seek refuge, why is it that I always want a big bowl of ice cream to go with it?
I knew ice cream was coming up.
Did you know that was coming? So I
It's
have to
called
fight. I have to push back against that ice cream moment when I'm seeking refuge. I don't
it's
know if
called
anybody
comfort
else.
food for a
Oh, okay,
reason.
okay, okay. So
It
I'm good. I'm
releases
good.
serotonin.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need
Listen,
it.
Karen's on here. She's coming down this week from Canada, bringing Dean, her husband, and I can't wait. Like Dean likes Dairy
Legendary.
Queen. He likes
Gonna
Dairy
be
Queen.
legendary.
He likes Dairy Queen. So,
No,
all
no, you cannot take him to
right.
Nashville Dairy Queen.
Lo-
You've got to
lo-
go to Legendary.
okay, legendary. That's right. That's right. Love you guys. Have a
Love you
great
guys. Have a beautiful
Tuesday.
Have a
day.
good
Stay
Love
day.
y'all.
Thanks,
See
See you
you.
around
guys.
the
See
Bye.
Yay.
everyone.
Cheers.
Thank
Love
Cheers.
you.
you.
Cheers.
Bye.